I would like to welcome you, therefore, to our ReZoomIon Orientation. And let us go ahead and move forward. ReZoomIon planning team for this year so I was the team lead, and I'm the worship director for ReZoomIon. We have Emily Hill, who is our campfire coordinator, Kim Nayton, who is coordinating the prayer and testimony services, Carrie Hill, who is coordinating the kids class, and then Susan Oxley, who is offering pastoral ministry as an evangelist through this journey, and will be providing ministry throughout the week as well. We're going to go ahead and start this morning, or start this orientation, with a video that you'll see a few times during the week, because it is our guiding question as we journey to the next World Conference. And that question is also what the focus of reunions this year and next summer are to be about.
Scripture testifies that all creation waits with eager longing for peaceful humanity to appear on the world stage to turn the tide of hate, agony, and destruction. Are we moving toward Jesus, the peaceful one? Or are we retreating from Jesus by reverting to our old humanity and its destructive ways of interacting with others and creation?
The reunion themes this year, our overall reunion theme is Living Jesus, Living Peace. For Tuesday, we'll be looking at On the Way. Wednesday is Living Jesus Today. Thursday is The Audacity of Shalom. I love that theme. Friday, Lord the Peaceful One. Saturday, Living Hope. And then Sunday, we'll conclude our ReZooMIon week with worship next Sunday, focus on the primary theme for the week together. Just to review the schedule with you guys, this was sent out twice now to the Mission Center via, we've had 2 ReZooMIon emails go out with schedule and other information about ReZooMIon. So you can see kind of the flow of what we're going to be doing. Tuesday through Friday, we'll have its own schedule of 9 o'clock Breakfast Club. We will have Breakfast Club tomorrow as well on Monday, like we normally do, for those that want to participate in that. But every morning during ReZooMIon, we'll gather for Breakfast Club first, for those that want to bring their coffee to the screen and to share some greetings with each other before we begin our prayer and testimony service at 9:30. Classes will be at 11. 12:30 p.m. on Wednesday, we'll have community lunch. 2 o'clock will be on Wednesday through Friday, will be chats. Then in the evenings, we'll have our recreation time, I guess, for the afternoon. And in the evening, we'll come back together for foyer greetings, prelude and praise singing in our evening worship, followed by campfire on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, and afterglow on Thursday. Now, we're going to be giving more information here in our orientation about some of these things. So if you're wondering what it is or more information about that, don't worry, that is coming up. Our schedule for next weekend is, again, Breakfast Club and then prayer and testimony service. But then we'll be having a scavenger hunt that will take place throughout the day that people can participate in before we come back that evening for foyer greetings and our GPW's Got Talent, our second talent show now. And they'll, of course, and Ice Cream Social, provided generously by yourself. And then on Sunday, we will have our service like we would normally do on Sunday morning. It'll be our closing service for ReZooMIon. It'll be, so there's no real change in the schedule on Sunday, but we do want to highlight that that is considered part of ReZooMIon, as well as anybody else who would like to join, who hasn't, of course, joined for the earlier activities. So worships, I would like to, just so you know, if you have any questions at the end, I will have a time for questions in the chat. So please, if you have any questions going along, if you want to put them in the chat box, go ahead and I will answer them at the end to see if we haven't answered them already. So our worship team this year was myself and Susan Oxley and Janelle Jegley. And then in addition to that, we also have, so the three of us are presiding, and then our other presiders are Brenda Sargent and Kim Naton. Tuesday, we have a really special service. They're all special, of course. But to begin our ReZoomion week, we thought it would be great to have this Storyteller Campground Edition service that we're going to partner with the Community of Christ Historic Sites Foundation. It actually started as an idea that Barb Walden, who's the executive director, emailed Kim and I after she preached for us or shared stories with us back in May. And it just evolved into this service celebrating all of our campgrounds as a way to unify the fact that we're all coming together from different areas of the Mission Center. We would have been celebrating reunion in different campgrounds in the Mission Center, but here we are coming together for this online event. And so we're going to have origin stories shared from each of our campgrounds. We're going to have some testimonies that are shared, pictures, video, and there's also going to be a fundraiser for a remote Sandwich Island and Lewis River. Of course, this is a tough summer for our campgrounds with all the events being canceled and therefore a huge loss of income. Wednesday night, Susan Oxley is going to lead us in an international focus worship with Apostle Mareva Arnaud-Chong from French Polynesia, and her husband is also going to be sharing testimony with us as well. If you'll you'll notice a trend. If you knew who our guest ministers were going to be this summer, we were able to book all of our guest ministers to preach one night during ReZoomion this year, which is awesome that we were able to still have them provide ministry in our mission center, and then we also have been busy trying to rebook them for future years as well. Thursday night, Brenda Sargent will preside, and Chandra Newcomb, who is the Mission Center president for the Sierra Pacific Mission Center in Northern California, will be sharing the message. There will be a Bridge of Hope offering that night, and instructions will be coming about that. Friday night, we have Janelle Jegley leading us in worship, and President of 70, Larry McGuire, who was going to give ministry at both Lewis River and Samish reunions this summer, will be offering the message. And then next Sunday, we will have a Mission Center Unity Worship with myself presiding and Kim Naton giving the message. Other members of our Mission Center leadership team will be offering ministry as well. And there will be our normal Sunday offering for local and world church. Okay, so at this time, I am going to invite Carrie to share about the kids class during ReZoomion. You'll need to unmute yourself.
Good morning. Well,
Okay.
We have 4 days of classes filled with fun activities and stories. And they will follow around the main theme for the reunion. The scripture stories are as follows. On Tuesday, it's the Good Samaritan. On Wednesday, it's the Road to Emmaus. Thursday is the woman who washed Jesus's feet. And Friday is the Call of the Disciples. In the classes, we have 2 classes this year, grades K through 2 and 3rd through 6, and we are going to start in the same room, and then we will break out according to the grade. And we also have a very special visitor who will be greeting us each morning, who is coming from far away, but we are going to keep that a surprise. So we invite everybody to register and join us for our classes. We have some very dedicated volunteers who have worked very hard to put this together. Our teachers through K through 2 are Emily Hill and Sue Fardell, and 3rd through 6 is Sharon West and Diane Weberly, and our craft leads are Sue Fardell and Sarah Churchman. Our Get Up and Go instructor, which is a video that will give the kids an opportunity to do some physical exercises and just kind of release some energy. and those are done by Catherine Melka. Our tech support is Brenda Sargent. And then Emma Johnson is working on the scavenger hunt, so look for more information to follow on that. We do ask that you register, and Sean has a link that he has posted, so everybody interested can go in and register for that. There's also going to be a craft supply list coming out soon, hopefully today via email, so you can have your materials ready, but the crafts are going to be a video, and then the kids will be able to do them after and then share them the next day during the welcoming portion. So we're very excited and looking forward to spending the week with your kiddos. Thank you.
I would like to note that just to clarify, to make sure that it does not cost anything for any part of ReZoomion, and it is there's no registration required or needed, even available, to participate in it other than the kids class. Like she says, she does need the parents to register their K through 6 kids so they know how many are coming, especially as they break into the separate age groups. But otherwise, if you are wondering why you didn't see a registration for ReZoomion, that's because you didn't need one. We want to make sure that it's an experience that people can join in on as they are able throughout the week, so that those that work can still join in on the evenings and weekends. Those that maybe might be interested in one thing but not the other, that's totally cool. This is a relaxed online experience, and we just hope that you can join in when you are able. Our theme class every day at the same time will be facilitated by Larry McGuire, and so there are no separate classes for middle school and high school youth. We talked about that. Both of those grade groups do have a youth group that are meeting currently throughout the summer too, and we knew that if we added more age groups that we would have to go into the afternoon, and therefore we also figured that attendance may go down just because it's afternoon in the summertime, and we were trying to avoid also adding too much. So everybody else is invited to theme class though with Larry McGuire. You'll notice that it does not say adult class. It's just a class on the theme for the week. Device conflict. So we also want to make sure that you're aware. So because the kids class and the theme class are at the same time, if the kids class has, the Zoom link for ReZoomion is the same for all events Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday will be our normal worship link, like it is every Sunday. And then Carrie's team will make sure that the kids that register receive a separate Zoom link for their class. But we also recognize that there are when it comes to homes and families, that there might be a device conflict with having 2 events at the same time. We would encourage homes that are able to, if they have more than one device, to then figure out, ideally the kids would be able to use your computer if you have one, and maybe you would use your phone or iPad or something like that, or another computer. But we do want to make sure that we do note that we understand that there is for that time period, for homes that have others that want to participate in theme class, as others that want to participate in kids class, they'll have to figure that out for what works for their family. Okay, I'm going to hand it off to Kim to talk about our prayer and testimony services.
Well, good morning or good after what?
They start at 9:30 a.m. by the way, not p.m. That was my bad.
Yes, because that would be weird. Anyway, so we will have prayer and testimony services, as it says, Tuesday through Saturday. I want to thank Ashley Whittam and Susan Gregory. Ashley will be presiding for Wednesday's prayer service, and Susan will be presiding for Friday's prayer service, which, as the note says, is intended to be more of an intergenerational experience. So I believe she's planning for like the first 15 to 20 minutes to really be geared toward kids. We know that with screen time being what it is for youngsters, we want to have them fresh and excited for their 11 o'clock class time. So we're trying to keep the screen time for them and participation in a doable fashion for Friday morning's intergenerational service. But each of our prayer services will run anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes, depending on the number of participants, depending on what's planned for that day. And it will include some group discussion, some sharing time, certainly prayers and testimonies will be shared, as well as a spiritual practice each day. So we hope that everyone will be willing to add that to your morning schedule. I also would like to add, because it's a morning event, and I don't really know who all will be able to participate. I could use some participants for some readings, some short prayers, invocations, benedictions, and that sort of thing. And so I would love if any of you listening would be willing to participate in some way in one of those prayer services, to contact me, and I'll help coordinate that. Otherwise, we'll reach out to folks, but not knowing who's available in the mornings to participate in this, I'm just hoping that those who might be willing to share in some way specifically would be willing to reach out to me, email or call or text me. And I think that pretty much covers it.
Thank you, Kim. Chat. So even though it's online, we're still going to have chat opportunities throughout the week. That'll start at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Typically they'll be about an hour, depending on how conversation goes, but at least an hour. But on Thursday it'll be an hour and a half. So Wednesday, Larry McGuire is going to join us, even though we have several guest ministers who are providing preaching ministry at night. Larry is kind of our go-to guest minister this year, since he's doing our theme class as well. So kind of our primary one. And so we've invited him to lead a chat session for us. In a moment, I'm going to invite Susan Oxley to talk about the Thursday chat. And then on Friday will be a time for Mission Center leadership team for you to ask questions. We might have things that we want to share and present as well. But that'll be an opportunity to discuss Mission Center related stuff. So Susan, I'm going to invite you to talk about Thursday's chat opportunity.
Okay, had to unmute. Yes. Hi, everybody. It's great to see you. I want to share with you a little bit about Thursday's chat. I belong to a group of church members who've been discussing the sacredness of creation, the increasing climate disruption that we are facing around the world, and the humanitarian issues that has created among a variety of people, both here in the United States and around the globe. Due to hurricanes and droughts, fires, other natural disasters. And as a result, we have put together a series of discussions, conversations, and the very first of that series is the one that will be presented on Thursday of ReZoomion, Sacredness of Creation, Nature as Refuge. Now that particular chat will be an hour and a half, and we will have a primary question that we will be discussing, which is this: how has nature provided a refuge and solace for you during the time of the pandemic? All of us have been, to more or less extent, isolated and quarantined from a bunch of family, friends, social activities. And many of us have found solace and refuge in nature, either by taking a walk, by looking out windows, by hearing birds, by tending plants and animals, pets within our homes. So how has nature been a refuge for you during the pandemic? Come prepared to share your stories with one another. We'll have breakout groups. Think about that. Think about the sacredness of creation and what it has offered you even in your isolation. And join us on Thursday at 2 o'clock as we begin our conversations around sacredness of creation. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Okay, Emily, I invite you to share about campfires and afterglow.
Hello. So we have an amazing team this year for campfires. We've got Katie O'Keefe helping with the from the remote campgrounds, and then Eric Squore, who will be helping from Samish Island. And we realized that this is a very hard thing to do on Zoom. Campfires, typically happen with a big bonfire and everyone sitting around enjoying themselves. And we decided to take this opportunity to invite people from all three campgrounds to come together as strangers and to enjoy in the laughter and joy that usually comes from the campfires and singing. So normal campfires will be on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. They'll start at 8:30, and we will do a mixture of songs from Samish, Lewis River, and remote. We know that sometimes they can be a little different depending on where you are. So we're going to try to make it to where everyone can participate. I know it might be a little hard with the repeat after me songs, but we're going to try to make it easy for the little kids and some other people to be able to participate, even if technology might be a little difficult. And then one thing I want to talk about is the afterglow on Thursday. So this is something that I participated in at the remote senior high campgrounds. And it's a time for people to come together, and there will be questions that I will have, and it's just a chance for people to kind of get to know one another. So we can answer questions about anything really, life, weird questions, such as like the would you rathers. And it's just another chance for people of all ages to come together to kind of get to know one another from the different campgrounds. With the afterglow, we will probably have some music that we'll be singing. It'll be more of the slower transitional songs, but that is it.
Thank you, Emily. I do want to note that in the chat, Carrie said that they do have one more teacher helping with 3rd through 6th, and that was grades on Tuesday, and that is Laura Eastham. So we want to acknowledge that as well. Okay, just some highlights as well. So community lunch on Wednesday. We've had some comments that that people outside of Breakfast Club would love to be able to just an opportunity to get to know some people better throughout the Mission Center. And so we're going to have a community lunch on Wednesday. It'll start at 12:30 p.m. There'll be a break after class, and you go get to go make your lunch and bring it back to the computer for those that want to participate. If there are many on, which we hope they are, we're going to use breakout rooms so we can have some kind of, maybe rooms of like 10 people or something like that, so that they have lunch together and to get to know one another as well. So we encourage everybody that is able to participate in the community lunch together on Wednesday, starting at 12:30. And if that goes well and the people want another one, we'll do it also on Friday as well. But we will announce that during one of the evening worship welcome announcement times if that ends up being the case. I do want to also point out something that I should have mentioned earlier, and that is the Tuesday evening event, the Storytellers Campground Edition event that we're having. Because this is a larger event for us of trying to cover all 3 campgrounds and everything that's involved with that, and to celebrate what those campgrounds mean to us and the ministry that can happen there, that will actually be a longer service. That'll be an hour and a half, 90-minute service. So that'll go from 7 to 8:30. Prelude, praise singing at 6:45. So campfire will begin that night. We'll make sure that there's still a little break for those that need to go to the bathroom or change into pajamas or whatever you want to do before you get ready for campfire. But you just want to note that their campfire will probably start a little bit later on Tuesday evening. So Carrie, did you have anything you wanted to say about this now, or are we just going to tell them more information is coming for this? Sorry, threw you off.
I think we probably should just say more information is coming. I know there will be a prize given out,
Yeah.
but I would say just watch Facebook and emails for more information on that.
Sounds good. So we will have, like Carrie mentioned, we'll have more information coming about our scavenger hunt next Saturday. That is being planned by one of our youth, Emma Johnson, and should be a fun activity for people to participate in on that day. Jason.
Hello, everybody. I just wanted to talk about the ReZoomion edition of GPNW's Got Talent, which will be happening on Saturday at 7 p.m. Again, is also a ice cream social. So you'll need to bring your favorite ice cream and your fixings and all that so that we can all share at the same time again in bringing together all of those yummy things while we have our talent show. And I need to talk to you for a second here. No, a little closer. Okay. See, here's the thing, okay? I know that there's a lot of people out there who have a lot of awesome talent. And the last time we had our talent show, we had 8 wonderful people that shared their talent. It was fantastic. But I'm telling you what, I know that there's more of you out there that have a talent to share. And so I would encourage you and invite you to please contact me at my email address at kazijm@msn.com to let me know that you have something you'd like to share for the talent show. And I'd like you to do that by Friday afternoon so that I have a chance to put together the list of participants and be able to send that out to everybody. And then we would love to see you there and performing or watching. So please let me know. It can be anything: singing, comedy, it could be share a poem, it could be play an instrument, it could be standing on your head. I mean, there's so many different ways to share your talent, and I encourage you to please do that. All right? So again, that's going to be on Saturday, 7 p.m. right here, and we'll see you then.
Awesome. I can't wait to see Jason stand on his head for the talent show. That's going to be great. So thank you, Jason, for that. And we definitely look forward to that. And again, that night, foyer greetings will begin at 6:30. So if you want to get on before and just say hello as our ReZoomion starts to wind down and visit with one another before that begins, that is great. Okay, so I'm going to stop sharing my screen for a moment because I need to pull something else up. But if you have any questions, this is the time to ask them in the chat box. And as I pull up this other thing. Just a moment. Okay, I want to ask Ashley, if she is on, if she wanted to talk about this or not. I'm gonna see if she's on or if she wants to. You can also say in the chat box, Ashley. Because I'm not sure if she's even on. So I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, so we do have, Ashley had this idea that it would be great to have another, like we had Spirit Week back in April where we invited people to share photos throughout the week. She had this idea, what if we had another social media challenge where people were able to share their memories throughout the week of pictures of old reunions of past on social media. So whether it be Twitter or Facebook or Instagram or whatever else you have, we invite you to participate in this social media challenge. This has already been communicated via email to the Mission Center as well as on our social media pages. But Today is reunion worship memories. So if you have photos of past worships, we invite you to share those on social media today. Tomorrow, RFS, Reunion Friends Forever. So pictures of you and your friends. Tuesday, as we come together for our Storytellers Campground workshop, share pictures showing your campground pride of where you've gone to reunions in the past, of where you go to camps at the campground. Wednesday, best reunion meal. Pictures of meals that you've had, or that you've, pictures of you visiting with friends at meals, or whatever that is. Maybe pictures of the cooks as well, if you have that. Thursday, kids have the most fun. So pictures of kids at the reunion experience. Friday, nothing like a campfire. Saturday, swimming and recreation photos. And Sunday, reunion naps. I look forward to seeing if anybody has, actually that sounds weird, but I look forward to seeing all the pictures that people share, and feel free to do that, and so we can all join in those memories together. It's going to be fun, and I thank you, Ashley, for coming up with that idea for us. So yes, please use the hashtags hashtag GPNWMC and hashtag GPNW ReZoomion, because that is what will help us find everybody, find all the photos that are shared. The other thing is, so Dorothy wanted a clarification on the talent show email address. We will make sure, we have one more ReZoomion update going out tomorrow, and we'll make sure that Jason's email is in that. I think it was already in that, in the ReZoomion email that went out already, but just in case, we will have, make sure that's included again in the email that goes out tomorrow. I'm trying to see if there's any more questions. I don't, so Susan's wondering, all you have to do is when you make a post, when you write anything about that picture, also just do the hashtag and what we say here, GPNWMC and GPNW ReZoomion. Using the hashtag symbol in front of both of those, because when you do that, when you click on that with the hashtag symbol in front of it, everybody that has posted using that hashtag, by clicking on it once, will be able to see everybody's photos that has posted using that same hashtag. And we can clarify that more in the email tomorrow as well, just to make sure everybody understands how to do that. But for those that want to share those photos beforehand, there you go. Yes, that's how you see other people's photos. Yep. Okay, so if there's any, I'm gonna change back to my slideshow. And I don't see any more questions. If you have any more, though, you can contact me with that. And at this time, to close our orientation, and before I let everybody say goodbye to each other, I'm going to invite our reunion evangelist, Susan Oxley, to offer a blessing on our ReZoomion experience.
God of joy and laughter and love, God of fellowship and uniting, we thank you for the opportunity to gather online for a reunion, for 3 campgrounds to come together, for people to share their memories, their stories, their longings, and the challenges that they face for the future. May your Spirit guide us through every event. May we be witnesses and ministers of you as we invite others to share with us, as we share with one another, as we find time in our busy lives to gather online and remember and be together and build community. May your Spirit always move in our hearts, prompt us to join you in the actions that you are involved in, and to find the rest and the peace that fellowship and communion and remembering can bring, so that we're stronger to always be your disciples and do the things you would call us to do. In Jesus' name, we ask this blessing on each of us and our friends and families. Amen.